To this particular point now, let's say you are interested in setting the line color, because right now, let's actually run it. Defaultly, if you create a multiple plot on pyplot, it's going to give the line. Going to try to differentiate the line by giving it each of them a separate color. So, but let's say you can see this is more like, should I say red? Or let's say I'm interested in giving it a different color for this of the y plus. So I can come somewhere here, I can say the color, which color do I want to give it. If I say red, is it going to be that of the default, which pyplot already actually gives it. I can say Matplotlib save actually you see it's going to be red. Let's actually view that. You can see okay, the other one was orange. Actually see we can see red. Remember that this parameter we set was actually on this of the y-axis, not on both of them, because when we look at it, it doesn't affect. Let's say in this of the x-axis, let's actually set the color maybe to something like maybe color to something like yellow. Let me put yellow here, which is actually for that of the y. Let's actually run this and see right here that the color is actually yellow. As you can see, the other one was red, like how we actually expected. So you can actually try to set other parameter. Let's say let's say you are interested in other type of color. Let's say something like all those stylish color, other BG, other type of color which you can actually get. Let's actually set one. You can instead of color is going to be this of the C, which signifies that it's color. Let's make use of this, which is this is going to be upstairs is going to be 4C E F 50. So you can actually say this type. Let me actually get rid of this. So you can actually move head or line to actually get some of all these color. They are actually pretty nice to actually make use of this color. VS with help of VS, I can actually select the one I actually want. But let's actually see that. Remember that we applied it on this of the y axis. So you can actually see the color is a little bit more like red. I can see more like green. I can't even differentiate the color really more. So you can see one of the you can see this is one of the way you can actually differentiate your lines, or can differentiate your graph. So another thing you can actually do is actually to set the width of your line, because set our line what did I put capital letter? It's going to be our line width. So how many do we want it? Let's say I want to set it something like 12. So actually run that. You can see you get this type of line. You can see the width is not actually even looking like the best we actually want it, but most of the time it's always a good idea if it's inside the quote. So I think that's most of the time is actually, let's actually set it to something like be something like 45 to actually experiment more on it. So as we can see that how the line tend to now look like, you can see this is the size. So it's actually a really good idea. Let's say in a situation whereby we want to actually differentiate your line by that of the width, because the reason for all these things, we're actually preparing for that things called like all those scatter plots, like you see kind of bouncing kind of balls. These are some of the things that we're actually trying to prepare ourselves. So when we see some of all these things, we won't be scary for. So this is actually setting the weight, and this is actually for that of the X and this of the Y. Remember that this was only to take effect on that of the y-axis. Well, these are already parameters we set on that topic. Remember that we can print more and more values, or I say more and more arrays of data of your choice. You can actually do another pyplot, maybe create me something like Z here, and maybe give it MP array. Do it. Okay, let's actually do one more. Let's call it. Let me copy this. This here is going to be Z. I'm going to tweak the values a little bit. So here is going to be our Z here. I can set here to be left 12. I can set here to be 46, 17, and 4. So let me just set here to be what? To be our to be our Z. So let me just try get rid of this of the line space. The color, let me just set the color to be I can say green. I think this asterisk settles it. So let me get rid of this old running guy, run the new one. I should have removed this. Let me get rid of this line width. And then run it. So as you can see, the first was this of the yellow, which was for our X. I remember this is our X, and the second was for our, what is it called, our Y, which is this kind of color that we have here, and then our Z, which is the last one, which is this, we gave it green. So that's not actually hard to understand. I can actually make it to fit the entire screen. You can see it's looking like, let me drag this, let me move this so you can see where. So you can see it's looking like what we actually expected. So you can see how simple it was to actually draw some of all these busy graphs. So as we go on, we're going to do a little bit of things that is more a little bit complex. So if you're really interested in actually understanding all this really well, make sure to hit the subscribe button. Actually, like, I'm happy to see you in the next video. Thank you.